Hello everyone, good evening. Today is our third day and we'll have the demo sessions for till 5 days, means till Wednesday. After that, only the paid students can only get the link, okay? Just a gentle reminder to all of you. Okay. If anyone want to ask me any question or anything related to the course, you just need to ping me in the chat so that I can able to see that and I can able to reply your messages. Okay. Fine. We'll wait for 2 more minutes so that everyone will join. Okay. Just till 2 more minutes, we'll wait. Okay, let us start our session. Let's open up. Today is our third day. Let me share the screen so that everyone will be able to see this. Mm, Okay. Today is the third day. Still 2 more days are there for the demo sessions. After that, 8 students will get the link. Just a gentle reminder. Okay. And now in today's session, yesterday means on Thursday class, I have discussed about this, the programming format in Java, right? The first documentation session, right? Package session. In package session, we will have the import session also. Now after that, interface session. Interface session means, I told you, right, multiple inheritance concept is there. In order to overcome that multiple inheritance concept, we came across this interface concept. So where we are going to declare this interface before the class declaration or after the import statement. We are going to discuss this. We are going to implement this interface section. Okay, it is an optional section, means it is not mandatory that every program should have interface. It is our requirement. Based on the requirement, we can able to create an interface, or if it is not needed, no need to create an interface. Okay, it is an optional section. We can create an interface in this section if required. Okay, we use the interface keyword to create an interface. How we are going to create an interface means by using the interface keyword. An interface is slightly different from the class. Okay, it is looks like the class, but there is having a differences between the class and interface. Okay, normally a class, how we are going to declare? By the class keyword, but this interface we are going to declare by using the interface keyword. Okay, and it can contain only constants and method declaration. What and all it is having? It contains only constants and method declaration. Only constants mean what? Once we declare any constant, we cannot change that value. The value will be fixed if you declare any constant. So such types of statements will be present in this interfaces. And method declaration. Declaration and implementation is different. Declaration means we don't have any implementation. See here, just we have to void start. This is one declaration. Means normally implementation is will have open parenthesis and then close parenthesis in between. What and all the implementation we want, we will write here. Okay. But in interface, we won't have any implementation. Only the method declarations will be defined in the interface. Okay. And the another differences is it cannot be instantiated. Instantiated means we cannot, like normally if it is a class, like a class car, then we can create an instance for this, like class car C. Like by using the instance, or if you write class car, see if I'll tell you the difference here. For example, if this is a, think if this is a class, okay. Now I can create an instance for this class, like car C is equal to new. First, I'll tell, this is the creation of instance, means we are instantiating this car. Okay, and we are going to create the object also. How we are going to create the object for this car is like this. Okay, here C is an object for the car class. Okay, so if this is a class, means this is the way how we are going to create an instance or object of a class. Okay, and but here this is an interface. So we cannot instantiate an interface. Okay, we cannot instantiate any interfaces. Okay, and we can use interface in classes. See, interfaces can be used by the classes. Okay, in the classes we can use this interfaces by using implements keyword. How the classes are going to use these interfaces means by the keyword called implements. For example, this is one interface is, I want to write class Skoda car wants to implement this car. This is the way how a class can use the interface by using the implements keyword. Okay, by using the implements keyword, we are going to use an interface in the class. Okay, an interface can also be used with other interfaces also. For example, let me think, this is another interface. So how this CODA interface can use this interface car means by using the extends keyword. If the relation is between the two interfaces, then we have to use the extends keyword. If the relation is between the interface and class, then we have to use the implements keyword. Okay, this is the way how we are going to create an interface. What all the constants and method declarations available in any interface, how we can use an interface in class by using the implements keyword, how the any two interfaces get communicated means by using the extends keyword. This is the way how any interfaces will design in any program. Okay, how we are going to use in any classes or interfaces. Okay, now class definition. After that, in this one I'll show you. I think you don't have idea on this. This is the complete documentation I have shared you, right? See, documentation section, package statement, import statement. Now interfaces is also done. The next is class definition. Okay. The next layer is, or the next section is class definition. In this session, we define the classes. Now the main chapter begins in any Java program, like the class. In this section, we are going to define the class. It is a vital part of a Java program. I told you, right? Main session means what? This is the vital part, means main part now. Okay. Without the class, we cannot create any Java program because it is the, you can say like a Java, it mainly depends on the class and object. So it is the major role to any Java program. A Java program can contain more than one classes. A Java program can contain more than one classes. Means in not only means if you create one Java program, it is not needed that we should have only one class. We can have more than one classes also in any Java program. How we are going to define the class means, just now I have told you, right? In interface we'll use the interface keyword. In class we'll use the class keyword. Okay, the main difference. And the implementation here means we are having only constants and declaration, but in class it is not like that. We can have method implementation also, we can have only method declaration also, normal variables, anything can be defined in this class. Okay, the class is a blueprint of Java program. Blueprint of Java program means what? How the structure will be, means how the output will get, like what is the main functionality of this program that completely defines based on this Java program class. See, here the class will represent as a blueprint. It is like it will give the complete overview of that particular program. Okay, and also it contains information about user-defined methods. I told you, right, what all the methods, the variables, everything will be contained in this will be a user-defined methods. Like the programmer can define his own methods and variables and constants. These type of any types of can be implement in this class. Okay, and every Java program has at least one class that contains the main method. I told you, right, we can have more than one class, but definitely it should have one class with one main method. If a Java program doesn't have any one class with without main method, it doesn't make any sense and it doesn't work also. Okay, definitely a Java program should have one class at least with one main method. Okay, and example of this is class and the class name. Here the student is the class name, and open parenthesis and closing in between what and all the implementation we want, we can implement that. Okay, this is about the class definition. Okay, now the class variables and constants. Means I told you, right, we can have the variables and constants in the class. So we'll discuss now what are the class variables and constants. In this session, we define variables and constants that are to be used later in the program. Means what are the variables and constants we are going to use in the program, that we are going to discuss now. Okay. Where at which session we are going to define these variables and constants means just after the class definition. Means after the class and the class name here, like this is called the class definition. After the open parenthesis, we'll declare the variables and constants. Okay. And why we are going to use these variables and constants means to store the values of the parameters. Means the parameters what we are going to pass to any methods, that we are to store in any variables. So for that purpose, we are going to declare any variables and constants. And when it is going to be used at the time of execution of the program, means at the run time, it will be used. That variables will be used at the run time. Okay. And also we can decide the scope of the variables by using the modifiers. Means what? Scope means, yeah, for example, int a is there. Up to which scope that variable should be used. Scope means range, we can say, right? For example, if there is having some router in our homes, right? So the range of that particular router which we installed for the network is up to the 10 meters only. After that, the network connection will be poor. We cannot access much the speed and what is the functionality of that particular with the speed. So here we are going to define the scope of the variables by using the modifiers. How we are going to find the range of that particular variable by using the modifiers. Like the routers in the network, in the wireless, in the broadband, what we are using, they have set distance, right? Up to 10 meters only we can access. The same way, by using the modifiers, we can, the scope of the variables can be defined. Okay. See how we are going to declare any variable here, data type and the variable name. Okay. We have to write the data type name here first, and then the variable name means, for example, here integer means int a means here a is a variable of type integer. Okay. Now, for example, a small example of the class student, and we are having here a variables. See, string variable, integer variable, double variable, and a static variable. Static variable here, see, static final means this is one constant. This is here one constant because we have defined a variable with a keyword called static and final, then it will become the constant. Okay. Here data type name and the variable name. Data type name and the variable name. String. Here S name is an string variable. ID is an integer variable. Percentage is an double variable. What is this double in string? I'll let you know in the further sessions, because this is one big again topic. So it should be not simply, if I explain you also, it won't be clear. With the range of that means up to how much values it can be stored, that I am going to explain you. Okay. And this is the constant. See here, data type and the variable name, and also we have given static and final, and the value here is 55. We have to assign the value also for that variable, then only it will become the constant. Means throughout the program, if I try to use or try to update this variable, it won't change the value. That value will be fixed because we have defined here as final. Static final will become the constant. This is the way how we are going to create variables and constants in the classes. Okay. And next, the main method. In the class, after creating a variables and constants, then we should implement the main method. Excuse me. It is essential for all Java programs to have the main method, because without the main method, we cannot execute any Java program. Though the code is compiled, but we cannot execute the Java program. Okay, because Java program starts its execution from the main method. The first executed line in any Java program will be main method. Okay. In other words, we can say this is an entry point for the class. Means it is like a starting point to any class. Okay. And it must be inside the class. We cannot write a main method outside any class. Definitely it should be inside the class. Okay. And also we can create an objects inside the main method. Okay. So inside the main method only we can create the objects and calls the methods of any classes. See, this is the main method. And if earlier we are having the car, right, one class. So we can create an object for that car class here. Okay, this is the way how we are going to create an object to any class by using the new keyword. Okay, and that this object creation line should be definitely inside the main method. So by using this, we are having the methods, right? Start something methods are there in this. Start, stop. This is an interface, right? This is for suppose if you're having into marks. For suppose think this is an one method. Okay. Why I have given int means that it should return the integer value. Okay. So I should write here student because I am creating an object for the student. S dot small letter S dot marks. Okay. So this is the calling of the method. I have explained here, right? Like we can call the methods. We can create, we create objects and calls the methods in the main method. So this is the object creation. Okay. And how we are going to call the particular method of the class is by using this object. See how means S dot marks. By using the dot operator, we can access that particular class members. Either it may be a variable or method. Here we are having the method, right, of the student class is having the marks method. So I'm trying to access that by using that object S dot marks. Okay. This is the importance of the main method in any Java program. Okay. And now the methods and behavior means what are all types of methods we can create and how it is going to behave. These are all I'll explain, like the functionality of the program by using the methods. How we are going to define any method is by the, how we are going to define the functionality of the program is by using the methods. Without the methods, we cannot define the functionality, because by using the implementation will be written in the functions only, right? we cannot because it is reusable. Functions or benefits because it is reusable. Whenever we want, we can call that. No need to write like some hundreds of lines repeatedly in one single program. If you write once and we can use that by just calling that method, we can easily reduce the lines of code. Okay, these methods are the set of instructions that we want to perform. Means what? We will write some set of instructions in any methods. So for example, I have written a method, right, to display something. Okay, first I want to display my name, so I'll call that by sending argument for that method as Kausar. Okay, then it will print that name. Again, I want to print your team name. Means what? If I send your, like for example, some logic labs. If I send the argument as logic labs, then if you call that method, it will print that logic labs in. So it is repeated. The action what we are doing here is just printing. It is, and but the argument we are passing is different. So if the methods concept is not there, then what we have to do? The printing of the line statement should be line every time, right? System.out.println causes system.out.println logic labs, like that. So instead of that, if you write any declare any method which will print whatever we are passing, then it is very easy. Just by calling that method, we can able to print it, because this is the scenario of only one line I am saying. If there is in real-time functionality, there would be having so many lines of code, and I want to use whenever it is required. So if we call that method by using the object instead of writing that multiple times, it is very time saving, right? And the lines of code will also be reduced. It is very user friendly then, because it will be more readability to the programmer also. Okay, these instructions execute at runtime and perform the specified task. See, the methods will execute at the runtime only. Okay, and it will do the task for which reason it has been called. See here, there is one class called demo and main method, and it is having one method called display, void display. Void here means this method won't return anything. It will just, see here, we are not passing any arguments. See, whenever we call demo, for example, we create an object demo d is equal to new demo d dot display. If we call d dot display, it will just print welcome to logic labs. Okay, so whenever we want to print that, we can just call d dot display. It will print that statement. Okay, it reduces the lines of code in the Java program. This is the functionality of this methods and behavior in any class. Okay, this is completely about the programming format of any Java program. Okay, now the next concept is Java statements. Java statements are normally equivalent to sentences in any natural language. Normally sentences means what? Will define, right? Means we'll say any simple, in our simple languages, there will be having sentences. This is a table. This is a laptop, like this. The same way statements are just simply equivalent to that sentences in natural language. In general, statements are just like English sentence that make the valid sense. Means what? This is a table. It will sense to any human, right? Yeah, he's telling that this is some table. We'll try to remind that. Okay. So the statements represent a sensible sentence. We can say in our words, like a statement of any Java is a sensible sentence, we can say. Like in Java, a statement is an executable instructions that tells the compiler what to perform. See here, remember this executable instructions means definitely the statement what we have written should be executable. It should not be like some error. Means nothing like roughly, if you want to write some X and Y and Z, it won't make any sense, right? So a statement is an executable instruction that tells the compiler what to perform. It tells the compiler that what we have to perform will be intimated by using this statement. Okay. And it forms a complete command to be executed and can include one or more expressions. Means it forms a complete command. Means like complete command means if you give any command to a robot, it will done all the tasks, right? The same way, if you give any statement to in Java program, what it will do, it will complete the task in executable format, which can have one or more expressions. Means what? Like expressions means we can have multiple operators into that, like multiple statements will be included in that. This will be there. So it forms a complete command to be executed with the one or more expressions. And now, what are the types of these Java statements? There are these Java statements are mainly classified into the three types. Those are expression statements, declaration statements, and control statements. Okay. Means expression statements, declaration statements, control statements. How they have been classified means why they have classified, because based on the requirement, like if you want to go with the name here represents the expression, means it should express the functionality of that particular statement. And then declaration, the declaration functionality will be declared by using this declaration statement. And the control means the flow of the program will be declared in this control statements. First, we'll discuss about this expression statement. Okay. Expression is an essential building block of any Java program. Okay. Means it is the main block of any Java program. Okay. And it is used to generate a new value. So here, in order to generate a new value, we are going to use this expression statement. And also, we can assign a value to a particular variable by using this expression statement. See, here what is the main functionality of this expression statement is we are going to discuss now. So what the usages of this means, we can generate a new value, and a value can also be assigned to the particular variable. Okay, by using this expression statement. So here in Java, expression is the combination of values, variables, operators, and method calls. Okay. Here, these are the expression statements are the combination of values, variables, operators, and method calls. And again, it is again classified into the three types. Three types of expressions will be available in the Java. Okay. Means it is not like having the names, but it is classified how it should be done. Means how the expression statements are going to define in any Java program will be in the three types. You can define any expression statement. The first statement is that produces a value. For example, see here, means here the first type is it will produce a value. The expression statement which is going to produce a value. Okay, like 6 plus 9, 9 mod 2, pi radius plus 2. Like this is one type of expression. Okay. We cannot give like this. It should be completely bind into one whole parenthesis. Okay. If we can give this in the we can assign any variable also to this. So the value will be stored into that particular variable. Okay. This is one type. And second type is which assign a value. Okay. That an expression that assign a value means, for example, number is equal to 90. Means here it is one integer variable. Okay. And it is stored one integer value called 90. And pi is equal to 3.14. This is one floating type value. So if we create one float, pi is equal to 3.1. So it is store some values. So here some value will be assigned to particular variable is known as, is also included in this expression statement. Okay. An expression that assigns a value will also be an expression statement. Neither, and the third type is neither produces any result nor assigns a value. Okay, means not these 2 points. Okay, it won't produce any value. It won't assign any value. Just it will increment or decrement the value. That is the third type. See, for example, I plus plus will write, right? It means what? I is equal to I plus means I plus 1. Means it will be incremented by 1. Okay. How we are going to write means count plus plus into sum is equal to A plus B. Okay. Here sum will be the sum will having the value of A plus B. Okay. A and B doesn't change, but the value of the sum will be changed because of the values of this adding of the operators A plus B. Okay. This is the way how we are going to define any expression statements in the Java. And next, declaration statement. Declaration statements means what? I told you, right? In the declarative part, we'll use this. Means in any declaration of the variable, we'll use this declaration statement. We declare variables and constants by specifying their data type and name. Means in declaration statement, we declare variables and constants by their specific data type and name. Means which data type it is going to use and what is the name of particular that variable. These are all will be defined in this declaration statement, and a variable holds a value that is going to use in the Java program. Means which type of value it is going to use means which data type we have assigned to that particular variable name, that type of value will be used in the complete program. Okay. See here, int quantity. Quantity is a variable name of type integer. This is one declaration statement. Okay. Just we are declaring the variable here. We are not assigning any value, just declaring. Initially, we don't have any value to this quantity variable. Okay. Some garbage value will be included in this. And Boolean flag. This is also one Boolean variable. Flag is a Boolean variable which stores the true or false value. Boolean means it will store only true or false. Okay. And here message is a string variable. Message is a string variable. This is some declaration of any variables. And now we are going to initialize a value to the variables. These are the just declaration. And now we are assigning some values to these variables. How we are going to assign the values to the variables? Int quantity is equal to 20. Boolean flag is equal to false. Means see here this example represents which types of values it is going to store. Quantity will store the integer values. Flag will store the true or false values. So I have given here false. And here message will store the group of characters values. A string value can be stored in the string variable. Okay. And also, I told you, right, in order to declare multiple variables also, we use this declaration statement. Okay. Means in one single declaration statement, we can declare the multiple variables. Excuse me. But here, the variable should be of same data type. See, here, into quantity is equal to 20, comma flag is equal to false, message is equal to hello. It is not possible because all three are different data types. We can give here into quantity is equal to 20, comma number is equal to 50. Like that we can give. Flag is equal to false. Flag 1 is equal to true. We can give like this in this line. and message is equal to hello, message 1 is equal to some logic labs. We can give like this, but all three in a single line, it is not possible because all three will are different data types. Okay. Now here int quantity, batch number, lot number. These three are the variables of integer data type. And here flag and is contains are the Boolean variables which stores the true or false values. And here message, see here message is equal to hello and how are you. It is, we should declare for any other variable of here like okay, this is the way how can declare multiple variables in a single declaration statement. Okay. This is completely about the declaration statement. Now the control statement. This is one again a big topic. So we'll having the multiple control statements. So we need to have more idea on this. Okay. First, I'll explain what is this control statements. Okay. These control statements decide the flow of the Java program. Means how the Java program should execute. Like the flow from where to where. Like I can say in Google Maps, it will direct, the Google Maps will give the direction to us, right? You need to go left, right, straight, take U-turn, like this. The direction or the flow, how we have to go, will be decided by the Google Maps in a day-to-day life, right? The same way in any Java program, the control statements decide the flow. Means what? Order or sequence of executable statements. Means the executable statements should be executed in which flow will be decided by this control statements. Okay. And these control statements are parsed from top to bottom. Means it will follow from the top. Means the first line of the main method will be executed. After that, the second, third. So it will follow the top-down approach, top to bottom. Okay. Therefore, using these control statements can interrupt a particular section of the program based on a certain condition. So because of this top-down approach, for example, I have executed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Then at the sixth line, I got an error. So what it will happen? It is going to stuck there. So based on some condition. So if you put one condition at the sixth line, if the given number is greater than 10, then execute the seventh line. Else, don't execute the seventh line. Go to the 10th line immediately. If you write the code like that, see here what happens based on the condition we have kept at the sixth line, it has skipped the 4 number of lines. So it decides the flow, which line should be executed, what is the sequence it should be followed. All this will be defined by using this control statements. See, the control statements are categorized into the 3 types. What are those? Conditional statements, looping statements, and the flow control or jump statements. Okay. See, remember this, it is very important actually. See, control statements classified into the 3 types. Conditional statements, looping statements, and the flow control or jump statements. And again, these conditional statements classified into the if else, if, and the switch statement. Okay, means what it will, in detail I will explain anyhow, but I'm giving a brief idea now. Okay, because the time is also going fast. So I'll give brief idea. In tomorrow's session, I'll explain you in details. Okay, this conditional statements again classified into the if statement, if else statement, if else if statement, and the switch statement. Okay. And next, the looping statements classified into for loop, while loop, do while, for each. For each loop is in the latest version. Earlier, we were having only these 3. Okay. And next, the flow control or jump statement. The name here itself represents jumping, in order to come out of the particular method or particular statements, we'll use this jump statements, okay, like return, continue, break. Mostly we'll use this break in the conditional or looping statements, okay. So return will be used in the methods, continue will be used in the some statements or any loops also, okay. This is completely about today's session. Anyone having any doubts?